Though it kind of feels like Fish has stepped away from wrestling because he's only wrestled 14 matches across 2020.
I mean, he just had the bad luck. He just, you know, that infamous bad promo in TNA. I recently saw that too. But shit, hey, you know, hope he get back on his feet, bro.
Oh, what's up? Oh, what's up?
What up? It's Maj back here with another video. Today we're going to be reacting to a video by What Culture Wrestling. The video is gonna be on 8 famous wrestlers whose careers brutally faded away. God damn. Let me, bro. I can already see well, my list. Right back. God damn, Jack Swagger. Fuck, dude. Shit. I can't even. Well, Enzo Amore. But even though I fucks with Enzo Amore, but like his career kind of faded away soon. The rapping thing didn't work out. There's a few other people, but no, Jinder Mahal. Well, he still got something going on. But let's just get into the video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you like the WWE reaction videos. Go check out the WWE tab in the playlist. But let's get into it.
Absolutely awesome. Number 8, Yokozuna. So Yokozuna is one of the best professional wrestlers that we do not talk about enough today. If you're not aware of you can see him on the screen right now, and even though he was a gargantuan man, he moved around like a cat. One day, The Undertaker saw him and went to Vince McMahon and said, excuse me, boss, I want to work with that guy. And this is The Undertaker being The Undertaker, he ain't just going to ask that for anybody. Given how the WWF was in the mid-90s, there are 3 specific things people do remember Yokes for.
Yeah, hey, bro, this nigga fucking finisher was brutal. I think I've seen a clip of this guy, like, I don't know if it was a jobber or not. This nigga went kind of ultra hard on a goddamn splash. I would be afraid to take this nigga's finisher every fucking night, bro. It was like, nigga, whoever was like taking Yokozuna's finisher, bro, like it had to be prayers up every night for them, because this nigga would simply jump off the second rope, even jumping off the second rope of any kind, and you know, landing on somebody. That shit hurts, nigga. I think I seen this nigga. Yeah, like I said, I seen this nigga jump down and splash hard on somebody. Oh my god, bro. My chest was like hurting looking at that.
Which of course is the awful end to WrestleMania 9, and when he got slammed by Lex Luger, when we were trying to make sure that Lex Luger became the new Hulk Hogan. Yes, that was as kind as bad as it sounded. Sadly, the third one of these, though, always does the rounds, including in the Yokozuna documentary that the WWE themselves produced. He also struggled with his weight. At his heaviest, he was reported to be 660 pounds or 300 kilograms from my European friends, and his body had become so immobilized by that point, eventually his body started to break down. There's also another story where Vader supposedly broke Zunz's leg, and due to his size, it took a forklift to remove his body from the ring because a stretcher couldn't do the job. It actually gets even more sad because this was not a legitimate injury. Instead, it was an angle because the WWF had sat down with Yokozuna and said to him, we are going to give you some time off because we desperately need you to lose some weight. Now, Yoko was able to do this because he dropped over 100 pounds in 1996, which is super impressive, but for whatever reason, it did not convince officials that in 1998 he got let go. Of course, what happened after this is the usual standard affair for a pro wrestler in the late 90s. Yokozuna went back to the indie scene, which at that time was not like it was today. It was pretty hard to make any money. It all led to his tragic passing on the 23rd of October 2000 of the United Kingdom doing these shows. And the worst part is he was just 34 years old. You have to imagine if he was able to keep his weight down, he would have gone on to become even better still. Believe you me, my friends, that is a massive compliment. Go and put on a Yokozuna match today. Promise you, you will be impressed. I'm 7.
Honestly, man, yo, it really fucking sad to see, like, you know, people really struggle with their weight. That's like not even like even a joke, bro. And I really see Yokozuna's career, you know, dying at that young of an age is just so fucking sad, bro. But like, I hope, you know, it's a story for people and guys in the future to keep their weight under control, because this shit, and although it's sad, it can serve as a whole like lesson to people that are like bigger. Keep your weight under control, and you know, just try to at least, if you want to stay that size, if you want to stay that in between that size, keep it under control. You know, at least try to eat healthy.
Fish. The Undisputed Era was for a spell the undisputed hottest thing in pro wrestling. Actually, the best way to summarize this and what happened to Bobby Fish is to go through the entire faction to see what happened since departing WWE. Adam Cole, when he debuted at AEW All Out 2021, was on top of the world and once again reminding you why he was one of the best wrestlers on the planet, when sadly he suffered some concussion issues and a neck injury. And as of me talking to you, we still don't know what's going to happen to his career. But as always, wrestling is the most important of the least important things, but just hope that guy's okay. Kyle O'Reilly also had to overcome extensive neck problems, but in much more jovial news, he recently did return to AEW as I'm talking to you, and he became a trios champion. In AEW 2, Roderick Strong was able to be the international title, so that was good. And really, we need to put more respect on Roddy's name. He somehow gets better with age.
He got a mustache now.
And as for Bobby Fish, well, it all kind of did go weird after he joined All Elite Wrestling. It made perfect sense why he would go there, given his friends a jump ship as well, but he only lasted 10 months under Tony Khan's employment. There was also some sort of an issue with CM Punk because one, during an episode of Collision, Bobby Fish kicked out of the GTS at 3.5, and he then went online. Well, let's just say he had some horrible words to say about CM Punk, and it felt very one-sided. Since then as well, though, it kind of feels like Fish has stepped away from wrestling, because he's only wrestled 14 matches across 2025, and when we poked our noses into 2026, I don't think he's wrestled at all. Now, maybe he has just decided to quietly hang them up, which is his right, but given how hot he was when the Undisputed Era was running wild in NXT, it was just a strange old end, really. I think he would have gone out with more of a bang. Number 6, Mick Foley. Now, it's important to say that if Mick Foley had it his way...
Yeah, honestly, yeah, bro. Just to see him go out like that is kind of fucking sad, bro. Because, you know, seeing what happened like 10 years ago, yeah, 10 years ago now. That's like about to be 2017 is about to be... No. Yeah, 2017 is about to be 10 years ago now. We are approaching a few months, 2016 months of is about to be like a few years ago, 10 years ago now. But like they were literally on top of the fucking world. You would think they would be down to like, get signed by any fucking company. But I mean, it's like always like... I like that person of the bunch that would literally like kind of like not follow along with all the other people. I mean, he just had the bad luck. He just had bad luck in, that infamous bad promo in TNA. I recently saw that too. But shit, hey, hopefully he get back on his feet, bro.
He would probably be retiring from pro wrestling right now in an angle with either John Moxley or MJF. The Mixter has talked about this. He has sat down and had chats with both those guys. Apparently, they came up with one hell of a plan. Now, we all know about his original retirement back in 2000 when Triple H threw him through the Hell in a Cell when we needed a fourth guy for the WrestleMania main event, so Foley returned to tick that box. You can't really blame him. Who the flub is going to turn down the WrestleMania main event? Then jump forward 20 or so years where it was reported that maybe, just maybe, Mick Foley was thinking about having his own farewell super show when he mentioned MJF, when he mentioned John Moxley, and actually even mentioned Matt Cardona. One of these guys could have done it. Now, actually, you can find even more rumors that John Moxley and Mick Foley were going to go at it at SummerSlam 2012. I'll let you Google that. When it was Maxwell Jacob Friedman who came to the front, because yeah, both those dudes have talked about it. They had a secret meeting in Long Island, and apparently they came up with the goods. It feels like Foley was going to pull the trigger on this too, because he did start training when it all did fall down, because he suffered a concussion and realized, man, I don't think I could do this anymore. It's not worth my health. It's not worth my time. It's not worth what I may put my
Honestly, I would took a look at like his health all from all these fucking injuries. Bro literally got his ear torn off. Bro fell from a big ass height twice. Fell through the cage. Got thrown off the cage. Like I'm not even mentioning all of his fucking things over the years, because like he has taken a lot of fucking crazy ass bumps. I bet his body is just beat the fuck up, bro. He has like, dedicated his body to this wrestling shit. It's respectable, but like, Jesus Christ, he should have probably like retired like way more earlier. But I know wrestlers' love for the business kind of gets them not wanting to, retire.
So it does mean that Mick Foley's actual last match, the 6 minutes he spent at the 2012 Royal Rumble, and let me tell you this, if a retirement angle should be based on your contribution to the business or how great you were, then the former Cactus Jack should have 42,799 matches, because good grief, is that guy underrated. Some idiots like to go, he just knew his body or stuff. No, he doesn't. That man told narratives with his physique, and good grief did he understand pro wrestling. He also paid for it too with the injuries and ailments he still does have today. But Mick Foley is an underrated legend. When you are an underrated legend, it would be nice if you did have a big send-off. Hopefully one day we could still have have somewhat of a party. Number 5, China. So China was finally and somewhat indirectly inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2019 as a member of D-Generation X. But when somebody asked Triple H about solo induction, well, he had this to say. I'm sure she will be in the Hall of Fame sometime on her own. I think it's fitting she is in there with the X in the beginning, because it's how she started, and I think it's what it should be. Now that is absolutely true, because during D-Generation X Part 1, it would not have worked if it was just Triple H and Shawn Michaels, because China added the secret sauce. It's hard to get across these days, but in 1997, nobody had seen anything like the ninth wonder of the world. Sadly though, there may be more to this though, because when China did leave the WWF in 2001, well, it was on super duper better terms. It also came off the back of a bunch of chat due to her personal life, given that she had been dating Triple H, who was now seeing Stephanie McMahon. But after this, it just felt like the rug was pulled out from under her feet, because even though she tried to make inroads when it came to acting, eventually she settled on pornography too. And let's just say that didn't really help, given that she was dealing with a lot of personal issues too. Before all that though, she was actually able to wrestle some matches for New Japan in 2002 and made a one-off appearance in 2011 for TNA. But sadly, she tragically died in 2016 at the tender age of just 46.
Rest in peace.
China never got her second run in the WWE. You always kind of felt like it was going.
Ah, man, I really wish like she kind of got her whole day in the age, bro. Because, man, it was really sad how she went.
Now, many outlets have reported maybe the issue did come from the fact she did do pornography, but that is not the point. If anybody deserved a big old send-off what they had done for women's wrestling, and women in wrestling, it was China, and the fact that it all ended on upsetting notes, it's just not right, man. Especially because this happens to a lot of wrestlers. We gotta change it. Number 4, Kane.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. She should still get a chance just to be in the Hall of Fame. Despite the past, you could forget about a lot of shit all these men have did as wrestlers. You could forget all that shit just to honor her legacy, man.
What really does come down to his tenure in the business, because Kane, or the Big Red Machine, debuted in 1997 and basically went all the way through to 2021. And even after that, he kept popping up here and there going, oh, hi, you remember me, my name is Kane. I mean, he had come a long way from Isaac Yankem, which was a wrestling dentist. And it's not like the real-life Glenn Jacobs doesn't have stuff to do after retirement, because he did get into politics, and no, we're not going to talk about that here. When you do go back to the character, it kind of feels like he should have got a send-off like The Undertaker, because let's not forget they were the Brothers of Destruction. And yeah, who the fuck has a 20-plus career in the WWE? The answer is few and far between. Do we have a Mick Foley situation here, because the last time we saw him properly was a short stint in the 2021 Royal Rumble. That just seems like such a strange way to go off into the sunset when you had such...
Honestly, bro, yeah. He deserved a good send-off at least. I know he got into politics and all of that shit, but at least like he's genuinely done with wrestling. I know he probably just makes sporadic comebacks here and there. You could be done with wrestling and still make sporadic comebacks. At least give him like a good send-off. But I don't know if he just officially said he's just done with wrestling, but I guess so. I guess so. He's essentially done because he's a whole mayor now. But like WWE needs to give him like a good due respect. No matter what you think of his political views, he on the wrestling side, and we as wrestling fans know him as a Big Red Machine, and he's been in wrestling for a long ass time and had a legendary career, despite what anybody says.
Impact on the business like Kane did in the late 90s. It feels like this was the plan as well though, because Kane was inducted into the Hall of Fame that year, so it was a 1-2 punch. These days we definitely don't need to see him come back, he just moved on. It doesn't seem to be bothering him though, so I guess it's not a problem. But given how long he was with the company, one day he was kind of there, one day kind of wasn't. Number 3, Bob Backlund.
True.
So the tail end of Roman Reigns' 1,316 revolutionary title reign as undisputed WWE champion, Michael Cole would often tell us there's only 4 historical figures who had a world title reign longer than Roman's. In ascending order, it was Pedro Morales, Hulk Hogan, Bob Backlund, Bruno Sammartino. Some people are always surprised to hear that Backlund is in that list, but I tell you, my friends, he was the big hero, the big babyface before we got to Hulkamania. I mean, his status as a top guy never changed the company in the way that Hulk Hogan did. But Bob was a guy who would go on the road and work with everybody, including Basti and Booger. In fact, you can look it up now, go find the record books. On one night, he actually went and did the job. He's basically chosen to be the next big guy after Bruno Sammartino had exited stage left too. So it's kind of crazy that in general, WWE doesn't sing his praises high. I mean, I guess you could say he was more of a Vince McMahon senior guy, but he was still the guy. Sometimes you don't even see him in video packages at all. And the last notable thing Backlund did for WWE was act as Darren Young's life coach between 2016 and 2017. Because by this stage, Bob was nuts. Somehow he made it work. The equivalent to this...
That's some crazy ass disrespect, bro. If he's known as like one of the major players back in the day that has like this crazy ass record that like holds up to, you know, over 1,000 days as fucking champion, and you guys don't honor him with like anything, like that's kind of I don't know. That puts a sour taste in my mouth at least because, man, that would be like some bullshit. You just not the honor. I mean, I know a lot of people do not get honored, but like it takes a lot to go over 1,000 days as champion. You know, everybody glazed the fuck out of Roman and Hulk Hogan back in the day, but like I'm pretty sure they glazed the fuck out of him back in the day. But WWE did not do nothing to remind people that he was a champion over 1,000 days.
As opposed would be getting to 2050 and Roman Reigns being treated like a nothing because yes, once again Bob Backlund was placed at the top of the card and he had one hell of a title run, and you get to the modern day, it's almost like we forgot. Number 2, Randy Savage. So the big sadness when it comes to Macho Man Randy Savage is that he never got that second run in the WWE. There are a bunch of stories out there and I would take the majority of them with a pinch of salt, but for whatever reason after he had left the World Wrestling Federation in 1994, Vince McMahon decided nope, we are never going to hire the Macho Man back. He stood by his word. It quite literally never happened. Randy Savage of course had to end his career somewhere though, and actually it came down in TNA. This was 4 years after he had exited WCW, when he was brought out as a surprise to close out Victory Road in 2004. He was then booked alongside AJ Styles and Jeff Hardy in the main event of Turning Point the following month, where they were going to defeat the Kings of Wrestling, which was Jeff Jarrett, Kevin Nash, and Scott Hall. Now even though it was 2004, most people did see this as a massive match because it was an all-star affair, but sadly for whatever reason, Randy Savage just didn't feel like Randy Savage. I mean, gone with the trademark mannerisms, the colourful attire, and he didn't even do a diving elbow drop. Instead, there was a guy in the ring who just looked like he had no confidence at all. I love the Macho Man Randy Savage. He's one of the best wrestlers ever. This was just a little bit sad. Really, the biggest thing he did.
I mean, I figure he just probably didn't feel like, doing. He probably just lost his passion for wrestling, bro. A lot of people always like lose their passion for wrestling, and you could just tell in like some of their matches or the last matches they probably had as a actual talent. And yeah, he looked like he had lost his passion for wrestling. And Vince McMahon not hiring bro back after he had a legendary run, I mean, I get people have their problems, but like this nigga has bought back a lot of controversial people just to make some money. I'm surprised you didn't bring back Randy Savage.
Around this time too was appearing in the first Spider-Man movie, but if anybody deserved a big send-off, it was Randy Savage. Of course, he did eventually get inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame, but this was after he too had tragically passed away, and that is just not right. Sure, he grew up in the Hulk Hogan era. It was always a Hulkster or Macho Man. We could have done way better by him. Number 1, Andre the Giant. So sometimes being a wrestling fan can be just a little bit.
Side note, bro, Randy Savage is always better. I'm sorry, better than Hulk Hogan. Yeah, that's how I feel. Hulk Hogan just had the eyes and, he was just pushed to the moon by Vince.
Impressive. We all have our heroes in the industry, and if you do watch for long enough, you witness the gradual decline in their health, and no wrestler better exemplifies that than Andre the Giant. If you do not know, the reason Andre was so tall is because he suffered from gigantism, and at one point even tipped the scales at 520 pounds. And the biggest attraction WWE had during the 80s. He was a major hit with audiences of that era before he did his heel turn. And let's not forget he was dubbed the 8th wonder of the world. If you are wondering why China was the 9th, you just found out. Of course, it all led to that WrestleMania 3 main event against Hulk Hogan, and there's no other way to put it, that was absolutely seismic and one of the most important matches in history. The sad part though is that when modern audiences look this up, they will see somebody that can't really move, and that was not Andre the Giant. When you find him in his peak years, your jaw will hit the floor. If this was a Yokozuna situation, how could somebody be so big but move around like it was nothing? Everybody also used to talk about the fact that Andre was in so much pain, and actually he continued wrestling until a month before his passing. Once again there he was just in constant discomfort, hence why he was mostly used in multi-man tag bouts. Given that he was Andre the Giant though, people wanted him on the show. He very sadly passed away from congestive heart failure in January 1993, aged just 46. And once again, it's Andre the Giant, when he would be immortalized later that year as the first inductee into the newly minted WWE Hall of Fame. But we should have had a week of tribute shows for this guy. Who's really.
Oh man, that really, puts in perspective like some of these wrestlers, like dedication to the wrestling business. They love wrestling. I think I heard him also say, well, I don't know, somebody said they heard from like people that like knew Andre the Giant. He said he's just gonna keep wrestling through the pain, and he's gonna keep wrestling to his death. But like even wrestling through pain, and you got like something weighing over your head, is you probably gonna lose your life. I don't know, but like he deserved to get like honored way more than that. I mean, I know he got a whole little Andre the Giant tournament, but like, yeah, Vince McMahon should have like honored him, but I heard they had a falling out. But like a lot of the people on this this list was really pretty sad. But my pick has to be China, and yeah, I think Randy Savage, because I feel like they should have been honored way more than that. And surprisingly, my third pick would be Bob Backlund. This nigga was a champion over 1,000 days. He should be getting treated better than that. Not dick riding, but like, it's true. Like, somebody of that stature should be getting like honored pretty well when, you know, you're bringing a lot of fucking, you know, especially a person that's like in a company now, like Roman, that was like on the cusp of that. They should have been reminded of that every time. But man, if you let me know what you guys think of it below. Don't forget to check out What Culture Wrestling's original video, and don't forget to check out my other videos in the wrestling tab. If you like my reaction, leave a like and subscribe, and we are on the road to 650.
He was the best guy around.
What about the people he murdered?
What murder?